Little mistake by Ryder right there coming up. Made a quick recovery. Yeah, welcome to the Weege Show. The Moto Combine for the first time ever is going on. It is essentially a group of workshops and motos with top amateur riders from across the country. We're going to run one here in Indiana, and then next weekend also at Pella. Good battle going on right here. Cool thing about the Combine, 25-minute plus 2-lap motos, and it's just the manufacturers say, here are our best guys, have them all race each other. So we got Ryder Difrancesco leading right now, battling it out with Hymas. They're both Team Green guys. Ryder D is technically a B rider. He'd be moving up to A. Hymas already an A rider. Oh, help me out. So we're getting to see them go head to head, but there's more to it than just 2 motos. We had some workshops today with the amateurs where we got to, I got to teach media training. Sorry about that, kids. We had a bunch of pretty well-known coaches like Chad Reed, Damon Bradshaw, and Brock Glover working with the riders as far as racing lines and some of the trainers in the sport teaching them things. We got people out here, important people, watching the motos. So that's a cool opportunity for the amateurs to ride in front of the big team managers. Now it's Eric Kehoe there from Honda. All the Honda mechanics are here. All the KTM folks are hanging out watching. So that's an opportunity as well. The whole idea is to better prepare the amateur riders for the pro level. And here is the most important part of that, the schedule. You folks would be amazed how much work we pack into a Saturday race day here because of our television schedule, because of when the motos have to run. It is non-stop from the moment that the riders get to the track. It's a lot less of a relaxed atmosphere timing-wise than any amateur race. So they purposely packed in all these workshops crammed before the motos so the riders get the same experience as the pro riders who have to sign autographs and debrief with their team and make sure they still eat and make sure they still drink, even when they're nervous, even when can I just wait? No, you can't wait because your moto is coming up, and the gate drops exactly to the minute of when it was originally planned. Trying to give these amateurs that experience and also let them ride a rough racetrack for long motos in heat and humidity. Yeah. So we'll talk about the Moto Combine a bit on the Weege Show, brought to you by Honda and the Honda Talon Sports Side-by-Side. If you're not going to take your kid here to an amateur weekend at the motocross track, maybe take them out in a side-by-side like the Talon. Has 1,000 cc's of power, a dual clutch transmission, and long wheel travel. So it might not be able to jump quite as well as these motocross bikes up Godzilla back there, but it still gets some air. Why not? Life's better side-by-side. So we had a moto today in the Moto Combine, and it was won by this man. Good battling to the teammates. This is Chance Hymas. Are you following advice? Are you assigned to John Wessling to train you? Or are you not listening at all?
I'm not listening at all.
Okay. Does it work better that way?
Yeah.
What was it like? You had a 25-minute plus 2-lap. Is that the long? Well, you've done some off-road races, but on a moto track, is that about as long as you've raced?
Yeah, that's the longest race I've done. That was pretty gnarly.
Was it?
Yeah.
And it's super humid. I don't know if you know this. Have you noticed?
Oh, I've noticed.
Yes. So it was a lot.
Yeah, towards the end of the moto, it's freaking gnarly. Okay,
and the big thing at the Combine is the schedule. We're throwing stuff at you all day. You got a quick turnaround from Moto 2. Do you notice that? Does it feel different? Quick.
Yeah. At some of the Amateur Nationals this year, at Freestone in spring, we had motos at 10 and 2, so it's not super foreign to me, but it's still kind of new.
Yeah, exactly. Got to follow the advice that the coaches like John Wessling are giving you.
That's right.
Yep.
We got Glover.
Yep.
Reed.
Yep.
Who's the third
Bradshaw.
one? Bradshaw. I mean,
I know. They're better than you, dude.
Yeah, like
way better.
Don't listen to me, James.
Okay. And Ryder D, you led for a bit, right? Tipped over?
Yeah, tipped over.
Okay. Be all right for Moto 2?
Be all right.
Okay. How gnarly was it, the long moto, the heat, humidity, all that stuff?
It wasn't bad until I went down, right?
Oh, it catches up to you, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I haven't went that long in a while, so I haven't raced in a while either.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're coming off a femur, which used to be a bad injury, right, Mom? But not too bad now.
Not too bad.
8 weeks back on the bike.
So lead laps and it'll be good.
Also going on, you folks probably have seen clips or seen photos of the horrific flooding that took place at Waverly, Tennessee, the Loretta Lynn's Ranch area. That's where a lot of us in the industry were hanging out just a few weeks ago. Shudder to think what would have happened if those flash floods came when that race was taking place. Still, a lot of people have lost lives, and almost everybody in the area has lost houses, literally lost their houses in this. So a lot of the teams are doing some really cool things to raise money. They're calling it Riders for Waverly. You can go to Road to Recovery, recovery.com. That is usually the charitable foundation of record for this sport. They will handle all the donations. A lot of people have just straight up donated money right now, which is great. But as the area starts to rebuild, we'll be sending water and food down there. They actually weren't even in a position to be able to handle that kind of thing up until maybe next week or so. So the industry is going to kick in a lot of money and a lot of other things. And what also is cool is a lot of the riders are running the Riders for Waverly logos on the bikes. Check this out. This is, Racers for Waverly. This is Ken Roxon's crossbar pad. So what Renthal is doing is every single Renthal rider will have the Racers for Waverly crossbar pad. They'll autograph them here, and then they'll put them up for auction at Pala next weekend, and then all the money will go to the folks down there. And by the way, none of the money being raised is about Loretta Lynn's ranch or the racetrack or MX Sports or anything to do with the event. It's for the people in the area who are going to need a lot of help rebuilding. Absolutely epic flooding, 17 inches of rain in one day, and our thoughts are out for the folks in Waverly. So let's talk Lucas Oil Pro Motocross here on your Weege show. It is hot and humid today. Usually when we come here to Ironman, we never really get an exact idea of what this track is like, because it usually gets rain, heavy at some point, and they're usually salvaging the track or trying to fix the track. Some years it's past that point and we're just doing straight up mudders. So we'll see how it turns out this weekend. They expected rain all week. It did not happen. And Jeff Russell and the track crew say that the track is actually a little bit dry this morning, and they're really working hard now to soak it in because the rain they expected didn't happen. Heartthrob, you got merch coming, Heartthrob? What's the holdup? Heartranft, what's the holdup?
Kuzo carrier needs to get on it.
Oh, okay. You're blaming it on other people.
Yeah.
You're too busy racing.
Exactly.
You're too busy racing.
Training. Kuzo's just too busy drinking beers.
Okay. How's this track, Hartranft?
I mean, for me, it's good. Last year,
I think most people like it.
Yeah.
Oh, this was one of your podium runs last year.
Yeah.
It seems weird because then last year was like the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so you podiumed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been looking forward to this one.
I was gonna say, so when you rolled through the gate, you're like Iron Man.
I know. I've been literally laying in bed just thinking where I'm going and on the track and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, like thinking of lines?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What is it that's good? Do you know? Is there anything you can put a finger on?
I don't know. Just a lot of outsides.
You like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right. 250 podium guy.
We'll find out tomorrow.
Okay. 450 podium? Yeah. Okay, that's tough. That's tough. But Hartranft was on the podium in the 250 class last year. That's right, at this track. That feels like years ago when we were racing at the beginning of last season. And just hoping we can even get the races going. And I'll give you a sobering thought. Last year, Lucas Oil Pro Motocross, the first 2 rounds are actually held at Loretta Lynn's. The second round of last year was the same weekend we had this epic flooding this year. Shudder to think, again, what that would have been like. So it's a pretty relaxed Friday morning, but it's gonna get tense tomorrow. You see the red plates on Justin Cooper's machine. Cooper is the points leader, amazing in the first motos. Second motos have slipped away for 3 different reasons. He said at Unadilla, didn't change the bike enough to adapt to Moto 2. Crashed at Washougal. And last week he said he was sick coming in. I saw him briefly yesterday. He said he feels better this week. Maybe he solves the second moto dilemma and finally gets to 1-1. Or is his string of first moto wins about to come to an end? You always have to think about the prospect that Jed Lawrence is going to figure out the starts in both motos. These guys have been looking for the 1-1 all year, and no one has been able to get it. And in the meantime, Jeremy Martin has now the most wins in the 250 class. Very nice of the Troy Lee Designs Red Bull Gas team to come and set up the bikes and the truck, even though all of their riders are out injured this weekend. That's a bummer. And I think you know the score in the 450s. Dylan Ferrandis holding serve, didn't lose or gain points on Roxon last week at Budds Creek. It still sits at 39 points. Hey, we did it. I don't know where all the riders are today that are currently racing, so we found this guy. We found Ryan Dungey.
What's up?
You're gonna be helping us on TV this weekend.
We'll be there, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Look, you got a ride day coming up at Pala? What's that all about?
We do, yeah.
Yes.
So we started the foundation. The first event that we're having is actually out in California at Fox Raceway.
Okay.
September 18th.
Okay, and I notice you got orange bikes underneath you in the photos now, and you're under the orange tent. Okay, I think people are comfortable with this.
Yeah, back on orange. It's nice. It actually worked out really cool on how things came together. KTM actually partnered with the foundation and myself.
Okay.
So They're a huge supporter of it, and yeah, so it's fun to have them. Glad to have them as well. Just the impact that we can have together, but also good to be back on Orange as well. So enjoying it.
Okay, Dylan Ferrandis has been in control all year. There is this theory that sometimes goes around when it's like, when it's your year, it's your year. You've had both sides, where it's not your year and you're trying. Do you subscribe to any of that? Because it almost seems like whatever happens, it falls in Ferrandis' direction.
Yeah, I mean, there's things that, I guess there's times in my life I look at like we couldn't do anything wrong. It's like everything went perfect.
Yep.
And then it's followed by times of trials and testing and why is this happening, and you don't ever ask why, because you just, you know, it's, you got to go through those tough points. But I think that's just life. You know, life is things go good and sometimes they don't, and then how you react to them. But yes, Ferrandis right now this year, it seems like he can do no wrong.
Yeah, and you know how gnarly these motos are. He does his best work late in the race.
Yeah.
Just talk about how challenging that is. The last 5 minutes, the guy's a beast.
Yeah, he's fit and he's strong. You know, he races all the way to the end. Whatever place he's in, he just charges to the checkers, which is cool. I think that's important to notice, because from a championship battle side, he knows what he wants in the end, but his focus is on the race at hand, and he's keeping himself there, and that's important, because if you get too far ahead of yourself, that's when you make mistakes.
Oh, good. I'm glad you brought that up. Yes, he has a big point lead, and he goes for this quad, and he battles Kenny to get the win, and people are like, why wouldn't he just settle for second? You guys don't really do that.
Yeah, and I don't think in his head he knows that he doesn't need to.
Yeah.
But it's at the same time, it's like, well, if he can get 3 more points and he's feeling good and he's not riding outside of his comfort zone or too much, then why not? You know, I mean, you're that's not out of line to think that he would try to make a pass at the end, you know. Because
look, I know what you're all gonna say. You're gonna be like, but Dunge was Mr. Consistency. He was taking seconds and thirds. You were trying to win.
All the time.
You were trying to win.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. You don't, none of us are settling like, oh, I'll take third, that's okay.
No.
If anything, if you're in second, you're like, not hoping, but like you're charging, because if that guy makes a mistake, you want to be able to pounce on him at the end and get in front of him. Yeah, you know how it is.
Never settle, kids. Never settle. Bonus coverage in the 2-stroke pits. Luke Rensland, the rider, Mike Stryker, the mechanic. You guys are still doing it. You got a point. You got a point now, right?
Yeah, 1 single point.
1 single point. Wait, was that at Unadilla?
Yeah.
So how'd last week go, Buds? You hurt your shoulder?
Terrible.
Terrible, straight up.
Yeah.
So why are you here? Are you okay?
We're all good now. We're all good.
Sounds to me like you weren't that hurt. Should have finished the motos.
I probably should have.
Yeah, I mean,
but it was a little hot.
Oh, Were you satisfied with the effort of your rider?
Dude, the kid is putting in effort. Like, I'm impressed.
You are?
He's
Okay.
on the shovel all week. We're not even riding the bike. He's riding it first practice, and we're jetting it as we go.
Jetting.
So yeah,
Jetting.
I really
Jetting.
had to get my ear back for that. It's been since 2006 since I've been really.
And wait, this is like it's like tuning an instrument.
Yes.
You do it by ear.
Yes, by
All
ear.
by ear,
All
not by
ear.
feel at all. All by ear.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of testing.
Yes.
Pre-race time, it's usually during practice.
Yeah.
A little air screw here, a little air screw there. And,
Wow.
Making it happen.
So you're good, no injuries.
Yeah, we're good.
So why are you not riding the bike during the week? You're just not.
Well, first off, 125, it's fragile.
Okay.
We can't be putting unnecessary time.
Oh, you hear that, everybody? Oh, if you just heard 125s, 2 strokes never break. They never break, everybody. Only 4 strokes. Okay.
125, it's a bit fragile, so
Okay.
gotta take it easy on the equipment. I do have a YC250 at home.
All right.
So if I'm riding anything at home, it's the YC250.
Okay. So it's at least a 2-stroke.
I haven't ridden on a weekday in probably about 5 months.
What?
So I'm just a weekend guy.
Literally at these nationals.
Yeah.
You scored a point on a 125 not riding during the week.
I've only ridden on Saturday
Weekend
all
warrior
year.
status.
All year.
Are you like arm pump in practice?
My arms, I do not feel my arms after the second lap of practice until the end of the day. on
Stop
Saturday.
it. The whole motos.
Oh yeah.
You're pumped.
Oh yeah.
God, Luke Rensland. Is it making you wonder, like, let's be honest, 20th in a moto, if you had a 4-stroke and you're riding during the week, like, what are you gonna get? Like, that's pretty good, even for any privateer level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I was on a 4-stroke, I'm sure I'd be competitive. I know I still have skills.
That's kind of what it
I know I
points
still
to,
have skills,
right?
yeah.
The skill is there. It's just we need the equipment.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're having fun either way. We're having fun.
I was gonna say the fans are pumped on this.
Fans
Yes.
are loving it more than I ever expected.
Yeah, you said at Southwick it was like crazy, right?
It's almost gotten better at every round.
Okay.
Grabbing us off the bike going down the hill, it's like now we know what it feels like to be Ken Roxon.
Yes, yes. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, is this the last one?
Yes.
Okay. California's pretty far out there.
National,
Yeah.
So I can't take that much time off of work.
You guys are legit. These are real working men. All right, good luck on the two-stroke, boys.
Thank you.
Yep.